All right, another successful mission.
You just look strangely uncomfortable. Can you ask the Raptor for motivation, please? Okay.
She's very photogenic.
Nothing can stop us now.
And Dale, how are you guys doing? Hello, Grogu. Sorry.
Don't be shy. Let you want him over.
Do you think the people on the moon?
But welcome back to the sign welcoming you to Universal Orlando Resort.
Terrifying, isn't it?
Hiya, Scooby! We're here at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort with the newly opened Kona. I don't remember what it's called.
Probably the largest amount of people we've ever had in our vehicle at one time. Got a lot of people in the car. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday and welcome to another Year in Air Magic live stream. This is Chris. I've got over in the driver's seat. We've got Susan taking care of the driving business. So yes, for all those who are coming in going, you can't drive and stream at the same time. Well, don't worry, I don't plan to. I am on the safe side, and Susan is managing all the scary stuff on the driver's side. So welcome in, guys. If you're watching and you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't look anything like Walt Disney World, it's more appropriate. And I do for the parks, the rides, and that, but you're really going to stay to be around everybody else and to hang out with the community that's here. So good morning, guys. Welcome in. We are about an hour and 15 minutes away. So we may, depending on how traffic goes, right now we're in the toll area of the expressway going into the Miami area. Rain has been going on and off all morning. It has not been a dry ride. And I think it's only going to be a bit before we get into the actual rough, tough areas of the actual areas of Miami. So as we get started this morning, I want to say hello to everybody. First of all, there's a ton of people coming in this morning, just hanging out around 8 o'clock.
Everything I'm seeing, you have travel questions. I created a group for that on Facebook, so you guys can get into that. Just a little easier to provide information there than it would be, during a stream. I can put in photos and links and,
Many of you guys follow us on Instagram. A lot of people are also on TikTok and things like that. The thing about that is that it's very much one-sided.
Yeah.
We can put up information, but it's a lot harder for you guys to put in your own information.
Or just to be interactive.
And just to say, hey, look, I just came back from the parks, and this is what happened there. I'm going to show you guys this. Being part of that group that allows you to be a lot more part of it. Also, once I get farther along in recovery, it is my intention to get full steam back into what we were doing before, which takes a lot of work. That's not just live streaming on YouTube. We want to get back into putting Disney news, Universal news, cruise news, all kinds of stuff like that at your fingertips. In
10 miles, keep left onto Florida's Turnpike.
Good morning, Greg. Greg's in here this morning. Carol L., good to see you. How you doing today, Amanda? Jen Gardner, I know, was talking about the cold weather this morning until, Greg had to bring in that cold Canadian weather and make everybody else feel like we were in shorts and jumping around in the sand. and Sam, welcome in. Cold customers in this morning.
If it's a Canadian follower, if they're giving us the temperature in
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Yes.
Well, when they say they're at,
Because 13 degrees Celsius is very different than 13 degrees Fahrenheit.
yes,
so.
but if they're saying they're at 40 degrees, I hope that's Fahrenheit. I have a hard time believing that they're at 40 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Cold customer around to Miami.
We're not making
Around to Miami.
We're not making it right now.
It's not happening.
Trafficking. So we always, whenever we get on the road, we always have, and we map it out. They always give us this lovely. When we get to the Miami, closer to the Miami area, it's like it doesn't.
You gotta keep yourself not stressed out about stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
Anthony wants to know our honest opinion on using airlines like Frontier or Spirit.
So I have mixed feelings about them. They are definitely significantly cheaper than the competitors.
You always get what you pay for.
To a certain extent, that is true. So both of them do tend to nickel and dime you for things. So no free carry-ons. You pay for carry-ons. You pay for, you pay for check. So definitely make sure to take that into account as you're pricing it. Do your research first to see what you're likely going to get charged for. That normally is included with other airlines. That being said, if you're a savvy packer, you pack light, because you are allowed a personal item, I think. So if your bag's small enough, you could still get away with no extra fees. The other thing to keep in mind with them is they tend to be a little less reliable with their flight times, leaving on time, canceling flights.
Just overall in the business, they tend to have more problems with delayed or canceled flights. Jen this morning says that, she only flies Spirit. I
have friends Asian friends that only fly them because they are the budget option from.
It says small seats, no TV, but never had a delayed or dropped flight. So that's good. That's really great.
Good. So what I would say is that you should hope for the best, plan for the worst. If you are going to make use of one of the more budget airlines, make sure that you, I would say, book your flights for morning, because if there's delays or cancellations, the later you are in the day, the more likely it is they're going to bump you to the next day, and nobody wants to do that at the beginning of their or end of their vacation. And then, but I'm not opposed to them. I'm not. And already in like our group cruise groups, I will drop in like Southwest is my go-to for discounted flights from where we are, and they periodically run sales. Southwest. So I love Southwest because they run really cool sales, yes, amazing sales, magical sales. But in addition to that, you don't have to wait and hope for that sale. So with Southwest, this is my hot tip for Southwest. So with Southwest, you can book that flight. Maybe it's a higher price at the time you book it, but you just want to make sure you have that seat on that plane so you can get to where you're going. If Southwest releases a promotion after you book, very much like Disney, they allow you to apply that after the fact. You just have to give a phone call into Southwest and they will adjust your price. Now, they do not give you a cash refund, but the price difference they will give you in a credit that you can use towards a future flight. So if you travel even somewhat frequently, this pays off for you. You book it and maybe, the price comes down $50, $75 later per person in your family. You do that price adjustment, then you have that to put towards your flights the next time you travel. So which I guess well because then you continue to fly with them. It's an adjustment because they don't have assigned seating, but when
That stresses me out more than anything.
and it's funny because to me that's not a big deal, only because when Chris and I were dating, so he lived, we were doing a long distance relationship. He was allowed to fly home twice a month, and we wanted to see each other every weekend. So he would fly home every other weekend, and I would fly up to where he was every other weekend. And Southwest, out of, was it in Alabama? I want to say Birmingham.
Yeah, it was Birmingham.
So I would drive from Atlanta to Birmingham. They did not have any
So
flights
here it is
out of
in-
Atlanta at that time.
You're
So
in
I would,
Atlanta, the hub of Delta, and all the other stuff, and you're driving to Birmingham to get that flight.
yes. So I would drive to Birmingham. It was like a 2-hour drive, but then the flight was like
Stopping ahead.
120 round trip. It was awesome.
So she got really used to doing that.
And so I flew Southwest all
here's
the time.
the door. Open it up. Everybody go for it kind of feel.
And I was flying alone. So, I mean, it wasn't a big deal to me. It's definitely trickier when you have young children.
I just don't. I like
They
to know
do
that I have a
allow
seat.
families to board early, so you can get all of your family together. But I mean, that's my favorite budget, and not just that's my
Earlier fun thing says something. This is a comment way back. The no dopey runner. We should add a horn. We should add a horn emoji if we ever do this again. So every time we get into situations like this, dopey runner can just start
laying on the horn
for us.
Backseat driving.
Fun thing says tried Spirit Airlines. Was it Spirit? To go to brother's bachelor party. They ended up canceling all of the flights that weekend to their destination, and he ended up missing the party. So things like that do happen, and it does skew as to how you think about which airline you're going to go to.
I will say though, that happens not too uncommonly with several of the more expensive airlines. United has had an issue with that. Southwest has had an issue like that. American Airlines has had an issue like that as well. And in the post-COVID world, it's much more common than it used to be. Some of it is lack of flight crew. Some of it is they just can't afford to keep as many planes in the air. There's just a lot of different things that run together and make it a more challenging situation flying. We do have some travel clients who used to fly on the regular and now have made the decision that it's A, cheaper, and B, less stressful for them in the long run to make a road trip. So maybe it's a 12-hour drive away and they stop halfway through and catch a hotel, and that's still cheaper for them than it would be to fly their family, and they're not stressed out with just dealing with flights and airports and rescheduling and security and all of that. So and then while they're here, while they're in destination, they actually have a car that they can use to get around if they would like to. And if you're coming to Disney and that is something you're considering, keep in mind that Disney is no longer charging for parking at their resorts. So so you don't have to deal with that as a cost. It's just something to think about. But yes, I totally get it. Flying is stressful. Definitely is. For sure.
Good morning, Haley. Welcome in. Happy Taco Tuesday, Carter. Good morning, Adam. Did I miss the rest stop snack poll?
You know what? We unfortunately do not have time for any stops.
We don't. No stops.
In the
No
morning.
stops for me today. We are.
Yeah, it's moved
U of A.
another 5 minutes back, our arrival time.
So even at this point, where we have a small window still to make an appointment on time. And even when we get there, it's going to be it's a long appointment.
Yeah.
They bring me in. We wait a while. They come back. They do photos of my eyes. They do
It's funny 'cause they
scans.
always check both.
They always check both my eyes because you never know what's going to happen, and try to catch it ahead of time. Hey, I'm there. They dilate my eyes, then they sit me back into the waiting room for a while, then they bring me back in. A nurse tech does all this poking and prodding and stuff like that. And,
checking the pressure in your eye.
pressure. Oh, I love the pressure test. I love the pressure test. That's just so much fun. Here, stand still, open your eyes as much as possible, and I'm going to poke it with a stick. How's that feel? Wonderful. Can we do it again? And then after that, they send me back to the waiting room, and we wait until I can see the dog. So it's a long process. And so, but we're like racing to try to get there to get that started underway is when we're supposed to. Good morning, Rob. How you doing today? Cindy Charming's in. I hope you're feeling better than you were yesterday, Cindy. Cindy says that she was just not having a good Monday yesterday.
Aww.
So, I'm glad you can hang out with us today. Fun things. Where are you guys right now? We are right there.
We're on 91. We're on the Turnpike, the Florida Turnpike, headed towards Miami.
If you guys want to follow along on your maps, we are on exit 93.
It's the Green Acres.
Green Acres is the place to be. For living is a life for me. And everybody in the chat's like, what in the world is what is that? Good afternoon, Eugene. How are you? Dopey Runner says, I was thinking of you, Chris, when I went into Trader Joe's. They had a huge bin of Brussels sprouts, fresh on the stalk. That's easier to throw them away, because then you don't have to pick them up individually. You can just grab one and go, boom, and it's done. So much easier. So the other day, we were having, the one meal a week we get to have with the family. And we went to a place. And so I just ordered the Brussels sprouts so that everybody could have Brussels sprouts. Were they good?
They were good.
So, I mean, you're going to have to tell me, because I don't know.
They were fried Brussels sprouts, which sounds
Fried.
good, but sometimes that means that the insides of them don't get completely cooked.
Hey, when Jedi Waves goes by, when we go by Fort Lauderdale, we're going to have to wave.
We will do that.
Yeah, we'll wave.
Eventually.
So, Susan actually had a most positive outlook on our arrival time earlier, because she accidentally selected the Boscombe Palmer location.
They have like
north,
a small outpatient clinic.
Yeah, out north of
Fort Lauderdale.
the Fort Lauderdale Jedi Wave. So for a second there, I was like, wow, we're going to get there really
As soon as I
well.
saw the destination
early.
time, I'm like, that's not right. I like handed my phone off to Chris. I was like, fix this.
Keep on hiding. Just give me that countryside. Thank you, Crown B. Appreciate that. Oh, good morning, loser dorkface. How are you?
So we are, Chris has his...
Your chatters.
What?
I can't believe we're being such a bully.
I'm a bully.
You call them a loser dork face.
No, that
proud.
is loser dorkface's name. It is loser dorkface. Believe me, the first time loser dorkface showed up, I was so scared to actually say hello to them, because I was like, I don't know, am I helping with their low self-worth? I mean, I don't know what to do. The funny thing is the first time we had Loser Dorkface join us on our patron calls, Zoom call, I realized that they are like so far from being a Loser Dorkface.
Yeah.
And so I can say it pretty confidently now, and I'm sure someone's watching going, are you just insulting people? I'm like, no. It's a great name.
In 2 miles, keep
We have
left onto
space.
Florida's
I have
Turnpike
space?
exit.
No, I don't.
Not there, not there.
Snapple.
That's right, we're just moving right along. Welcome in, Terry. An hour. We have about an hour left of driving.
Yeah.
So, again, if you're just popping in this morning, guys, no, there are no exciting rides. we are not going to be watching fireworks. If I see Mickey Mouse, I will be more shocked than you are as we go through here today. But I will tell you this, we will be back to it tomorrow. Matter of fact, for our schedule for the rest of the week, we will be back in. We will be staying in Miami tonight, only because of the fact we're hoping that today will result in the doctor giving me permission to have a new eye prescription, or glasses, I should say, glass prescription, lens prescription. And if that's the case, we're going to try to stay at the university. We've been told that they have a, what is the term? Not a pharmacy, it's that's
a shop where you go in to order eyeglasses.
Yeah, just like my eyeglasses. I'm sure there's a technical term for where you get your eyeglasses. So we're going to be staying here, hopefully, to get them the day of. And see if that will happen, which means we may have to stay later than normal for them to actually prepare them. So crossing our fingers that that might be a possibility. I've also think they've told us that they may be much more practical in price than if you were to go into some other same day kind of scenarios. So we'll see. That'll be today. Just gonna hang out. We may even do some lives on other social media, stuff like that. Tomorrow we're gonna be back in Orlando. We're gonna take you guys over to Disney Springs for the Christmas tree stroll of 2023 with the new Disney Magic Man Plus editions. So come along with that. In addition to catching some and finding all the Christmas trees, we may find some treats along the way to share with you guys. And there's something else, and I just forgot what it was. Maybe I was going to keep it as a surprise, but they've got some other special things that are over there at Disney Springs for the holiday season. When we have to go, maybe share them on the stream. We'll see. Thursday morning, back over at Animal Kingdom, we're going to do the Merry Menagerie. I'm going to go finally get to see my buddy, the Arctic fox again, and maybe even I don't know. We'll have to see what else we can pull up. That's going to be at Animal Kingdom. So if you guys remember Silver, gotta love Silver. So we'll see if we can find Silver on Thursday morning. Friday, we're going to be going back over to Universal for the first day of Universal's holiday season, featuring Macy's Holiday Parade. And I'm going to see how we're going to do this. We're going to be there first thing in the morning, but the holiday parade, of course, is at night. It's a nighttime parade. So we're either going to have to, if it's everybody's excited and you know we're feeling it, we're in the vibe and we're in the moment, we may stick around, come back alive again to get the parade, or we may just put it on the schedule to come back and do a nighttime parade stream by itself. And then Saturday, it's Mickey's birthday, so we're going to wait and see how it works. And see if we can bring you guys back into maybe the Magic Kingdom for Mickey's birthday on Saturday. But that is still up in the air as far as Saturday is concerned. By the way, yesterday we did have the Magic Mail in which we sent out some Merry Stitchmas cards.
We did.
And I put a post on it if you guys didn't see it on the community post, but we did get those cards. By the way, after the stream was over, went back into the Magic Kingdom, and lo and behold, we were able to have a little special time. We found Stitch, and with some help of a cast member, Stitch signed both of the Merry Stitchmas cards.
Awesome.
So thank you to the cast member who helped me to make that ask. And we hope that you guys, that's Firefly and Debbie, get their cards. They were both mailed yesterday. So put into the, not only were the envelopes stamped from with the Magic Kingdom stamp, but they were signed by Stitch. So keep your eyes out for those guys. Good morning, Martha. Martha says love Disney Springs. Can't wait to do that tomorrow. Jessica, good morning. We're traveling to Miami for another follow-up with my doctor to see how things are going on the eye. And we'll be back again to Orlando tomorrow.
Yep. We are staying at a hotel tonight that is not all medical things tonight. The hotel that I chose is one that will potentially be the hotel that I'll recommend to all of our and sailing on our Virgin Voyages group cruise in March. So I'm really excited about that. We checked out another one the last time we were down, which I loved. It was close to the beach, but a little more expensive and not as convenient as this one is.
So
And
we're
they
still-
are in the midst of a renovation as well. They appear to be going floor by floor.
So we're just going to continue to search
so-
around and see if we can find something. For those who are coming with us on the Virgin Voyages cruise in March, if you are flying in, especially if you are not local, we would always encourage you to be near the port, at the port the night before. To the
Gets
port.
to the port and knows where they're going, what to do when they get there. With someone else, so we figured this would be a good option because most of the ones going with us have not sailed before at all, and everyone is new to Virgin Voyages. So
Good morning, Lori. I'm so glad that we got a chance to see you and hang out with you a little bit. Just a while back over the race weekend.
if you are wanting to sail through the end of next year with Virgin Voyages, whether it be on our group cruise or on another group cruise or another cruise, they have a special deal right now for anyone who is a loyal cruiser with another cruise line. For example, one of the cruisers on our cruise with Virgin Voyages this year is at Diamond status with Royal Caribbean. They built up all these perks, and if they go to the new cruise line, they have to start over from scratch. So they're trying to make it easy because they know that if you sail with Virgin, you're going to love Virgin. You very likely sail again. So they're kind of taking that con off the table if you're doing your pros and cons for who you're going to sail with next. And once you book, there's a website you go to, you fill out a form. If you book with me, I will happily
Susan
pass
will help
that
you through the
information
process.
on. Yeah.
Now, that matching is only through the end of this year, though.
Exactly. You have to book you have to
don't
book
have to
a
sail this year.
cruise that sails by the end of 2024, and you have to
Initiate
you
the
have to
form process.
book that. Yes, you have to book that cruise this year, and and fill out that form before the end of the year.
So if you guys are big, into Royal Caribbean or Disney Cruise Line or any of those other cruise lines in which you may want to say, you know what, I love to go on Virgin Voyages, but I want to make sure I take care of that. If you contact us the second week of January, it will no longer be valid. So make sure if you guys are interested in that, we can help you book any cruise through 2024. And we'll help you to get that process in and request it so that you get extra perks.
They do even have some. They have released some of 2025 as well. So just if it's something you're interested in, definitely reach out to me. If you want to send me an email, definitely join our travel group because I will be sharing things like that within the travel group, which will allow you to keep in the know and make educated decisions on your travel plans and where you might like to go next, who you might like to sail with, what destination you might like to visit. So
Welcome in, Sir Bomb. Happy Tuesday. Sydney B is in here. Good morning, good morning.
you have your drink back there. Are you
Good morning,
sipping on it?
Antonio.
Or you head down on your device. Really? Do you need air?
No, no, but I think
Need a little bit of air.
we wanted to do this morning is because normally when I'm in the parks, I'm very distracted on a regular. I try to give as much attention to you guys in the chat as possible, but you know, I still have to watch for others. I still have to see about where I'm going to be riding, where am I going to be going, what's next. But today, you know, the only thing, well, Susan's got to focus on the road. But what kind of questions would you guys like to ask? Whether it has to do with Disney, Universal, cruising, or anything like that. What would you guys like to know about? What questions would you guys like us to answer? This is a good opportunity. We're not limited to any one thing. I think oftentimes when we're in the Magic Kingdom, we have people who go, you know, well, I have a question about Universal, so I'm not going to ask it because we're in the Magic Kingdom, or something like that. So this is a chance for you guys to ask away, so let us know. Morning, Pickle Shake. Welcome in. Mouse Ears and Beers is with us this morning. Betsy, welcome in. I've seen a lot of negative from you. So Susan and I, we've been talking about this morning. We, you know, of course, we see what other people are riding. We see what other people are doing. We see the effect of some of the things. And we had our own positive and negative things that happened when we were at Jollywood Nights. By the way, if you guys don't know what that is, it is a special ticketed event over at Hollywood Studios. There are only 11 of the events for the holiday season. The first guests, and also for dressing up, although it's not required, and not everybody dressed up when we were there on Saturday. The thing that, by the way, good morning, everybody. I don't have my uniform on. So, what did I think of Jollywood Nights? First of all, as I said, it's very much geared toward older guests.
Adults. It's for adults.
For adults? Okay. I mean, I'm scared to say that it's an adult party, though. That's what gets me. That's what gets you in trouble.
Towards
but you've got dance, you've got live music, you've got big band, you've got jazz, you've got Latin over by the commissary.
Lounges.
Lots of, got a couple of lounges, or just as much cocktails as you do on Saturday, so you guys can see it.
Did really like some of the special effects photocasts.
I love the fact that they had a couple of that. They had the robot arm. They had the really cool boomerang-like shot.
Those were like hidden gems. No one was going to those.
Yeah, they were all running to other places, and we got through most of those pretty quickly in the beginning. I don't know how it went later on in the night, though.
That's true.
But what's really funny is I've seen so many other people with negative reviews and negative, things about it, and I have none of those that I've seen so far had the boomerang or the robotic arm in any of their media.
Like they probably never made it.
Like they either didn't make it or didn't know about it or what. I'm not sure. The overall, the pros, I like that they had a party that was geared more toward adults. It was kind of nice. It was, you could dress up fancy. It was something to me where they have live music where you can dance and have some fun. A date night, so to speak. The problem was, we're set up for live music, like the Tip Top Club over at the Tower. Great voice, and it was just some good music. There was no place to dance. The way it was very tight. It was very that's just what the space in the courtyard is by the Tower of Terror. Others I've heard have waited anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. No, it's a great Jose. And see, that's just it. If you're looking for something that's not, I want a parade, I want fireworks, I want free food, I want, how many cookies can I eat? That's a different scenario. But that's the other thing about Jollywood Nights. People were always asking, well, what do you get included with the ticket?
Nothing.
You get a set of coasters.
Well, and we don't know if that's like a regular thing.
That may have been the first night. I don't know.
The first night, we don't know.
So we got basically who said that? Pickle Shake says Jollywood Nights is the Virgin Voyages of Disney.
Yeah.
It's children can go. There's no reason why children couldn't go.
I don't like that comparison though.
But even when you go to
kids
the
could
shows,
come. There were many kids.
there were lots of kids there.
They don't exclude children. It's just not an experience that children.
The kids aren't going to care about having big band live music. A lot of the kids did not enjoy the show with Kermit and Miss Piggy and Mickey and Minnie in there because
they were just the hosts. And
it was a
the
dance. It was a live music, big band, song, and dance show.
Yeah.
It wasn't geared toward children. And so even a lot of adults were getting up in the middle of that show
And
going,
leaving.
I gotta go. I gotta go do some other stuff.
Boring. Yeah.
I always get scared when people go, is it worth the money? Because that answer changes depending on who it is. And as travel agents, we have to avoid telling our travel clients, oh, this is good, this is bad. Here's a line right there, and this is good, this is bad. You have to do this, you don't have to do this. Because there are going to be people who will be willing to spend $160 to go to Jollywood Nights and have a grand time.
I think it's also worth noting that this was the very first night.
Yes.
So a lot of what people
Complain about
may be growing pains as they learn to better navigate.
They ran out of empanadas.
Experience.
They ran out of chicken empanadas while we were in line, and we were only on the second hour of the party.
Yeah.
They ran out of empanadas over at the ABC commissary. You guys were watching with us, and you're like, they're out of empanadas. The party just started. The learning curve. They didn't prepare enough of those. The line to get in that place to eat was way out the door and down the road. Not something I'm accustomed to for ABC commissary.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be a little rough. Gallery Man says, good luck, Chris. And appreciate that, Gallery Man. Have an awesome day today. Please welcome in Disney Lisa. I hope they work on a few things by the time we go in a few weeks. And I would love to hear about it when anyone who is going to one of the Jollywood Nights later.
We're keeping a close tabs on others that we know that are going in the next week or so to see whether or not maybe
Things
the lines
change.
They adjust how they do things so lines aren't so long. That is the one thing that I did not enjoy is I felt like we were constantly waiting in very long lines for everything. It almost felt like they had created this, maybe it was someone's idea right after COVID reopened when they didn't have nearly as many people in the parks. And so it wasn't originally maybe thought out for the number of people they have there. Now that could be, like I said, just growing pains and they just need to better manage how they handle things in a way that will streamline processes. But I'm hopeful that it will improve. There were still elements that I loved. I loved those special effect photos. I loved meeting Donald. That was a lot of fun.
I like when they have special outfits and stuff. We don't get nearly as many of those as they do out in Disneyland sometimes, so I enjoy that. Talking about Jollywood Nights, by the way, guys. And if you hadn't seen it, go back and watch the stream this past Saturday. Let us know, if you guys have any thoughts on that as well. Betsy says some people will be negative toward Disney no matter what. Now, please keep in mind, this is not a dig. This is not a main thing. No. But I'm going to tell you guys the honest truth. There are people in the Disney community, and I'm going to take the word Disney out. There are people in the YouTube community who thrive, who make their living making negative reviews of whatever it is they do. Because negative reviews get watched. If it's a positive thing, then they're like, okay, I guess I'll watch that. I guess I'll see what they said about it. But the fact of the matter is, and I got to put this up here. I'll get in trouble for this, I'm sure. I got to put it up though. I saw this. I've shared this with the mods before as well. But hang on, right there. No, it didn't work. Hang on. But this kind of get rid of that. Get this. It's just hard to do while you're driving, by the way. I am bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. It's not coming up. Boom. No! Won't get it to come on. There we go. Look at this. This sums it up for a lot of, people in social media. That gets a lot more attention than smiles. They're like, oh my gosh, it's horrible, it's terrible, I'm never gonna go to Disney again. That gets a lot more reviews. So you gotta be careful about certain things like this, because are they gonna get better? Are they gonna fix some of the things? And yes, Disney will be reading these. Disney will be watching these. Disney will be sharing and checking out. And if there's something they can tweak and fix, they're gonna try to do so. Does that mean they're gonna have more chicken empanadas? Better. So we'll see. Welcome in, Todd. Yes, we're on our way to Miami now. We're about an hour, just an hour out from that. So, Renee says it's like going to a restaurant when they first open. Thank you.
Yes.
Oftentimes people will tell us when we have a new restaurant in the area, or even like specifically Disney Universal, well, why don't you guys go when the new restaurant opens up? Why don't you guys go the first night so you can get your reviews? And that's when you're going to get most people watching your channel, and you want to do it the first night. And I'm like, yeah, that really gets you a lot of attention that way. But the problem is that also means that by the time you give your review and people watch it 2 months later, it's not going to be the same. The first night is always going to be something of a learning curve. They're going to do stuff they don't like. They're going to get better. They're going to get worse. Whatever. Things are going to change. You do your review of Woody's Lunchbox over at Toy Story Land the first day it opens up, and then as travel agents, people come along, they watch our stuff, and they're like, I cannot wait to try that Monte Cristo. Monte Cristo was gone within 30 days. I was taken off the menu 30 days after they opened Toy Story Land.
They realized it wasn't
working. It was taking too long to fix.
Having to wait for it.
So they got rid of it. So and that's the problem. If you go the first night, you're gonna get some of that bump, and hopefully they'll change it out. Sam says, I find it's just the opposite. I think a new restaurant will put its best foot forward at opening to get good reviews, and it goes downhill from there. And there's a little give and take there as well. But here's the problem. Yes, they're going to put their best foot forward at certain restaurants. The problem with that is that, just like I mentioned with the Monte Cristo, they had a really great sandwich that I liked at Woody's Lunchbox. It only stayed around for 30 days. It didn't make the cut. And then the people later on see it and they go back and they're like, well, 2 years later, people are still talking about the Monte Cristo. So, gonna catch back up with you guys. Fun things. Why am I so sleepy? Well, riding in the car and on the road makes me sleepy too. That's probably why. Fun things. How you doing today, George? Forever Young, how are you? Forever Young just got back from a trip to Disneyland, or as we call it, the place where all things happen that don't come to Disney World. And I hope they had a great trip. We had our patrons last week and from their balcony, so way that I like, was there way that I like, was there as it should be made. I'm very picky about my Monte Cristos. You can still get a Monte Cristo, by the way, over at Primo Piatto, over at Disney's Riviera. Yeah. So if you like the idea of a Monte Cristo and you're like, well, I'll never get one, you can get one at Primo Piatto, and it's a good place to get it as a quick service, so check that out. There's a little just throwaway kind of bit of information there.
Random information.
Random is, it's just there. Welcome in, FM Ever After. Good morning, good morning. We had Christy says the secret to making a Monte Cristo stick together is when you fry it, is to assemble the sandwich tonight before and wrap it in plastic wrap.
Huh.
I have never made a Monte Cristo myself.
No. That's a lot of work.
That's probably why Disney ditched it. But what I can't stand is when you get a Monte Cristo that they say it's a Monte Cristo and they don't have the powdered sugar, they don't have the jam. I'm like, is it even a Monte Cristo? So we had a question earlier, and this is just what is our favorite Disney memory of all time? That's kind of hard.
It's really hard.
Hard to really
There's a lot of really good Disney memories. I don't know if
I have one that comes off the top of my head immediately, but I'm going to let Susan, as the driver here, the camera's bumping around. I'm trying to touch it. I have no depth perception at times. The camera's moving around. And there we go. Let me see if I can. Can you narrow it down to just one?
No.
How about, I won't even put the pressure. It's not your favorite. A good one. A really good one. That way you won't have someone come back to you and say, I thought you said so-and-so was your favorite memory. I mean, I have a...
So, on one of our first trips down, Liberty was four-ish. And she, in a way that to this day continues, and we always fostered it with them. We weren't just going for a photo op when we were going to see princesses or characters. We were going to say hi to our friends. And, you know, Liberty always is very much, has never met a stranger. Everyone's her bestie. And that applied to the princesses when we met them. So I remember when we went to see Rapunzel, at that point in time, she had these long, curly pigtails. They, like, dropped below her shoulders. Banana curls, adorable. And she, you know, walked right up to Rapunzel and started talking to her. And Rapunzel started talking about her hair. And she's like, I love your hair. Your hair is so cute. And they were talking about how her hair was different than Liberty's hair. And ended the conversation with, well, you know, the next time you come, let's do each other's hair, and I'll do your hair like mine, and you can do my hair like yours. That would be super fun, right? And
the parents in the background.
Well, it wasn't even that. Like, I didn't think that much about it, but I was like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, it's so sweet. And it was a very sweet.
You might not be thinking about
adorable moment.
You just had a character said to be continued at a meet and greet. Is basically what she did.
Yeah.
By the way, we're coming up to the Hard Rock Hotel here in the Miami area.
You'll see us passing it. Since the camera be on me, it's to my left. It will be to my left. So we go back. We had annual passes, so we were frequently traveling, but it was a couple months later, and we went back, and we're in the Magic Kingdom and talking about what we're going to do, and Liberty's like, oh, we need to go see Rapunzel, and I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go see Rapunzel, and she quickly follows it up with, we're going to be fixing each other's hair, and I'm like, and immediately I snap back to that memory, and I'm like, Snapple, and I was like, you know what, Mommy completely forgot about that. We have to plan that in advance, but we can totally go say hello anyways. That was a very enjoyable memory, I will say. I loved that, so lots of fun.
I just accidentally reset one of my character's puppets.
I am so sorry, baby.
So we're going to be coming up here on the left before I share with you guys my memory. I'll see if I can zoom a little bit. If you've been in this area, whenever you drive by and you see the giant guitar, where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
It's right there. We still haven't gotten to it.
I'm going to zoom it up a little bit. You guys see that giant guitar in the background? That's a hotel.
It's one building of the hotel. It has
there's other buildings. But that is a hotel.
Yes, you can stay in the guitar.
I feel like we need to go stay in the guitar. I don't know why. It's completely frivolous. There's no point in it.
There's really not.
I'm like, I want to stay in the guitar. Can we
It's
go?
cool though.
Can we go stay in the guitar?
I'm now fretting about it.
Ha.
Ha ha ha.
Oh no.
Stringing me along.
Begun. Oh.
And the rain.
Oh no.
Yeah, clear that rain. I'm messing up my guitar picture. Jill and Gabe just said good morning, Liberty.
Good morning.
In 10 miles.
How are the kitty cats?
95 towards US 441.
There's, I gotta just show you the hotel. I just love that.
It is a very cool design. Very cool design.
It's very eye-catching.
So these large buildings with the little dome tops, this large building with little dome tops on it is also the
Yeah, Travis says there's one in Tampa. There is. It's not too
Yes.
far from Busch
There is.
Gardens. I would like to go into either one of them, honestly. Fun Thing says guitar jokes. Yay! Sorry, I had to pick out a few of them.
Oh my gosh.
It was great.
You can see the rain clouds. There is an 80% chance of rain in Miami today.
I'd like to go and stay inside that, or either the one, there's a Hard Rock Casino right there.
Yeah.
Either that or the one in Tampa would be fine. Another one of my Disney favorite memories, and this is as fresh in my head because of what happened yesterday. After the stream was over yesterday, I had to do some running around. I really wanted to see if I could catch Stitch and get him to sign those Christmas cards. Now, I don't think I can do that every time, but you know what? This is our first 2 cards going out. I wanted to see if we can make that happen. And in doing so, at one point, we were over by the firehouse at the front of the park, and they delayed the 3 o'clock Festival of Fantasy Parade because of rain. And it was delayed and delayed and delayed. And there was a woman there with her daughter, and they were sitting there wearing the Disney 100 ear hats. And I know exactly why they were sitting there. They were the Grand Marshals. So they had come through, and now they were waiting for the parade to start, and it hasn't started. So they basically were just sitting there waiting as the Grand Marshals. Nobody else was around there at all, because at that point they were so delayed for the parade, nobody was waiting. And so I walked up, and there was one cast member who's like, well, sir, you need to come over this way or that way. I'm like, actually, I just wanted to say, congratulations to the Grand Marshals. And he's, oh, okay. And I just talked to them for like a couple of minutes and congratulated them. I hope they had a great time and a great memory, and that they really enjoy it when the characters come around later on in the parade. They get waved at, especially by Mickey and Minnie toward the end. And I said, I know how much fun it is, because my family were the Grand Marshals on October 2nd, 2017. And it was a Sunday, and it made for a really great memory. I said, so you guys cherish it, enjoy it, and congratulations on being Grand Marshals for the day. It was kind of a weird feeling when I mentioned that, yes, when I told them that we had been Grand Marshals before, their opinion, but the look on their faces changed. But for me, I remember that day very distinctly, and it was, I think, a really big day. It was our last day of that weekend trip, and to be able to do that. So I still have our Grand Marshal ear hats somewhere, and that's not something you can just do, right? It's not something you can plan. You can't schedule it. You can't book it. So I think that's probably one of my biggest memories of all time when it comes to Disney for that reason. So welcome in, All About the Ears.
Let's share mine.
You want to share yours? So
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite Disney memory?
When I pulled the sword out of the stone, I felt so powerful.
That's funny. That was the exact same day. It is the exact same day. It was October the 2nd, 2017.
I became
It was-
the hero of Fantasyland.
It was merely like half an hour after we had found out that we were selected to be Grand Marshals. We were still ecstatic and just walking on cloud 9. We walked over to the carousel. They were doing the sword show, which they don't do right now, which is really upsetting. I wish they would bring that back. I wish they would bring back the citizens of the area.
we were watching the show, and they wanted someone to pull the sword out, and they asked this really, really strong, gigantic man who obviously had been to the gym at least one more time than I had that year. Couldn't pull it out. Another person they asked, younger, and he couldn't pull it out. And then, is there anybody else who would like to try?
And I, the small child I was like, me.
Oh no, you were small in child stature, but you were not small in child voice.
I was capable of being very, very loud.
You made yourself very well known with your voice, and toward the front, and they said, how about this little one down here? And they brought her up, and what happened?
I pulled it out.
She just sat there and with very little effort slipped the sword out of the stone up into the air, and made those two other guys look really, really weak. So she was proclaimed to be the hero of Fantasyland for the day, and she got the business cards. They had business cards. I did not know that the town criers carried business cards back in the day, but those cards are actually
Working on an art piece while in the car.
Abby, you're working on your art now?
Yeah, it's lineless since it's too wiggly for me to be able to do something.
I was about to say, it'd be really hard to do while we're driving.
3 lanes.
I was going to ask, how do you think you would be capable of drawing us that Earl the Squirrel?
I could.
Oh, let's see.
Upcoming traffic ahead due to a hazard.
This is what she was drawing this morning. It's a work in progress.
In 100 feet, there's traffic. Thank you, Siri. 100 feet.
So,
And rain.
maybe if you guys were really, 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 really sweet, I might be able to convince Liberty into drawing us a Earl the Squirrel emoji for us to use on Friday. Oh, the rain's coming back
This
down.
one's going to the right. I seem to remember this being not really right.
In 1.7 miles, you're veering to the right. Ooh, we got traffic in this next section for 41 minutes. This is going to be fun. We're 12 miles away.
Yay.
Joy. But we do this because we love the care that Doc Hudson has provided us, and she's taken really, really good care of me.
Once someone has had their fingers inside your eyeball, you kind of want to stick with that person.
I love the way she phrased that. When someone's had their finger inside your eyeball, you're like, I don't want to let this person take care of me from now on. So Anthony had a question, Liberty, because Owen's been coming on the stream with me almost, every single day while I've been recovering from my eye. A few people have been asking for a Team Owen emoji. So when Owen does something really cool or helps take care of things, the people in the Magic Who Cast can put up a Team Owen emoji. I'm kind of afraid to see what it would look like. Do you think you could make of Owen? I'll make a drawing of Owen.
I'm not the best at drawing.
Okay, giving elf ears, wings, and a fluffy tail, and call him Mitzleplex. But we'll know it's Owen.
Okay.
We'll have to see. She's never really had a lot of interest in doing peoples for the most part.
Be over there.
In 2 miles, you might be okay.
1.5 miles?
Welcome in, all about the ears.
That means I have to get over that. In this traffic.
Have I ever been to the Versailles Cuban restaurant in Miami? I have not. But you should be in. class clown? Yeah, that would be neat.
That would be a bard.
A bard? Beetle the Bard. Did you guys know that J.K. Rowling actually did a handwritten manuscript of her Beetle the Bard for, you know, just as a reference point? I can't believe she actually wrote the Beetle the Bard when it was just mentioned in her Harry Potter thing.
They do read from it in different parts.
They do read from it. That doesn't mean you have to write the entire book. But she wrote an entire Beetle the Bard. And there is a copy that she did that was handwritten. And she gave it, I believe, to her publisher, who made it possible for her to publish the first Philosopher's Stone as a gift. She gave him, we're going to make Owen the Bard. That'll work. Cindy says, your eye looks better than it did before. Yep. It's getting there. And I'm hoping the doc feels that way as well too. We'll see. We're going to continue to press to see if if things are going well, to be able to do things like again, get an updated glasses prescription. This lens over here is doing me no good at all. Sorry, it's really, it's slippery. And I'm hoping that we get some permission to maybe eventually start adding some more attractions back into the mix. I'm hoping so. Brittany P says, driving in Florida is the worst. It's a lot worse when it's raining. Usually if it was not raining, it's pretty good. Owen's in the chat going, oh my gosh, what are they doing? If it was just me and he was sitting beside me, he'd just be looking at me going, no.
Hi, Owen. I love you.
I don't think he's actually in the chat. Everybody's just imagining if he was. Good morning, Shannon. Because they're like, wherever we're talking about, we're still talking about what we're going to do to him in future things by making him a paladin and putting him up as an emoji. I can just see Owen in the background watching, going.
Generally speaking, he's a good sport.
He is.
He puts up with a lot.
He does. He puts up with me, and that is a lot. And what are we at? We're almost at 9:52. So here's the thing, guys. We are going. I'm going to wrap things up here shortly because one, we're going to get into this worst traffic, and I'm going to need to navigate a lot more. I'm going to need to make sure to help Susan so she's not stressed out, and I don't want to make her have to do this on her own when I'm right here and I can do that. I need to live up to my potential as a navigator. I am.
Kick her it up.
I am. What's that?
Cloud kicker it up.
I'm going to kick Cloud Kicker. That's who we need to have as a meet and greet. That would be a really great.
Yes.
Phineas and Ferb was at Jollywood Nights, by the way. We didn't see them because by the time we were getting over there, it started to rain. So if you guys are watching right now and you're like, what in the world? This is not a Disney stream. These guys, they're going to Miami. He's not even wearing any ears. I mean, what's going on here? I will tell you if you're watching, this is our exception streams, and we turn them on. We love hanging out. We love chatting with you guys, and when our personal lives get in the way of being able to do that, we're still going to find a way so you guys can at least check in with each other and say hello to each other in the chat and spend time with one another. Because I want you guys to notice. Look at everybody in the chat. Melanie's in, JC is in, Brittany P. Later on, Doc's going to want to come have lunch and nobody's going to be here. Pickle Shake, EXP626, Gabriel, Carol, Jill, Green Giant, Forever Young, Walt, Lori, Thorin. Guys, fun things. Walt, I would have missed out on just being able to chat with you guys and hang out for a bit if I had not done this. So thank you for giving us a little bit of freedom to do something that's not in the parks, that's not destination oriented. But if you're watching today, we do stream every Monday through Friday. As we go into the holidays, we're going to be doing more. It's going to be a rough couple of months because we're going to be doing a lot of streaming. We would love for you guys to be a part of it. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe. maybe Liberty, maybe Susan, we'll see, but we always give them the opportunity to do so. So come along, we're going to do some Christmas YouTube stream right here, and this is when the Universal Studios on Friday, and we appreciate you guys just being a part of it. Yeah, that's not going to go well at all. There's a reason why I'm not turning the camera back around. Oh my gosh. Can we get some circus music around here? Well, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys coming in and saying hello. Do me a huge favor. If you want to continue chatting, if you want to continue having fun, and with the people, not with me, I'm out of the, whoa, we weren't close to that car at all. If you want to continue chatting and you want to just stop because I stopped the stream, we have tomorrow's stream at Disney Spring is up. That means if you guys want to go hang out with Dopey Runner or continue chatting with anybody like Cheryl, Melanie, James, or Julie, all of you guys can go into tomorrow's stream and continue chatting and just hang out with each other. We would love to see you guys over there as well. So from all of us here at Ear to Ear Magic, I want you guys to know we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the support. Thank you for allowing us to do the things we do, to follow our dreams, and to continue to get back on the track. The medical issues will be something that slows us down, but we will not stop. We will keep on swimming. We will keep on going, and we will get back to where we need to be with you guys. So thank you guys so much hanging out with us this past hour. I'm going to get back into back into helping navigating because we're coming up to our next merge. You guys, as always, remember that if you need some help, if you would like some help, if you could be your Travelmation travel agent moving forward, we would love to do that. Send us an email, susanedwards@travelmation.net. Copy me at chrisedwards@travelmation.net. We would love to help you book and plan your trip, help you through the processes, answer your questions, show you the behind-the-scenes tips and tricks that we don't even tell you about on the streams, because if we do, then they'll go away because all the good stuff is already known from everybody. But let us know how we can help you guys out. Thank you for supporting our small business, and we would love to be your travel agent moving forward. We're going to start letting you guys know we've got some goals we're going to try to go for 2024, and we're going to see if you guys want to help us with some countdowns and some goals to reach, so we can show the rest of Travelmation how great a community we are, and we appreciate that. On another note, yesterday it was brought to our attention that hi Liberty. Yesterday it was brought to our attention that someone had created an account and had listed themselves as being a Travelmation travel agent. They had actually taken the name and personal information from another agent, created a brand new Instagram account, and they have been going from Travelmation agent to Travelmation agent to Travelmation agent on their their Instagram accounts and pulling off their followers. Okay, so they're contacting the followers and saying, "Hi, I'm a Travelmation agent," you know, and they're trying to gain you guys to follow them. Do not follow them, okay? Do not follow them. They are not really a Travelmation agent. And I promise you, if you have a Travelmation agent contact you and say, "Hi, I'm Travelmation, follow me and I'll follow you," it's not legit. That's not the way it works. So if you guys were contacted recently, if you found them, or if you did follow them, go find them, unfollow them, block them. They are not real. They are simply trying to take advantage of the situation. So, lots of other stuff going on there. We got some traffic. So as we wrap it up, guys, thank you so much. And as we always say, as we close out our streams, community continues. So today, whether it's raining or whatever it is today, you can always make sure you share a laugh, share a smile, share a compliment, get out of the way to the ambulance so they can make it to the hospital. But whatever you do, whether it's sunny or shiny or raining or not, be the sunshine in somebody else's day. Okay, see you guys. Have a great afternoon.